and I'm watching this. They're literally telling me that this guy whom they've arrested is a Trump supporter. Huh? So you flip channels, and then you learn that I flipped over to a channel I used to work on. And there's Lindsey Graham. And I know. He's a Republican senator from one of the most conservative states. How does that happen, by the way? If democracy is real, how is Lindsey Graham a senator? But whatever. So I'm watching Lindsey Graham, and Lindsey Graham's looking right into the camera, and he's like, you know who did this? Iran. Iran? So I look into this. Yeah, well, that's for sure. Well, it turns out someone just yelled warmonger. Well, the guy who shot Trump was also a warmonger. And in fact, the closer you look at it, the more you realize his politics are exactly the same as Lindsey Graham's. He's a neocon. He literally volunteered in Ukraine. And Lindsey Graham's like, no, Iran did it. It's like, no, you have no opinions that are different from this guy's. And you're lying to me. And the audience I used to speak to 5 nights a week, you were lying to them. I'm shouting this in my hotel room. Nobody heard me. My wife was brushing her teeth. She's like, what is that? They're lying! It drove me completely insane. And there's no mention of the fact that this guy, who, by the way, has been interviewed by every media outlet in Washington, this guy was like a very famous guy. You may not even know this. There's only really one place to learn any facts at all, and that's Elon Musk's social media app. It's crazy. I don't have a TV at home, so I'm spared most of this. I have no idea what's going on. By the way, I strongly recommend ignorance. If you're looking to stay happy in a moment like this, just know less. Unfortunately, my job requires me to know more, but if you think about it, did God punish Adam and Eve for ignorance? I don't think he did. He punished them for knowledge, so maybe I shouldn't watch cable news. This was I don't want to know what they're saying, but this week I've had to pay close attention. And every single thing is a lie, either directly, or it's a lie much more prevalent and much more sinister. It's a lie by omission. They're just not telling you the facts. And without belaboring the point, I'm using this as just one example among a countless number of examples where reality is completely distorted and the average person has not only no idea, but no way of knowing what the truth is. So the guy who is now in custody for attempted murder against the Republican nominee, the former US president, Donald Trump, that guy has been interviewed countless times by every big media outlet in the United States. He's got, a criminal record the length of your arm, 20 charges, including possession of weapons of mass destruction. The New York Times didn't bother learn any of that before they held him up as a freedom fighter in Ukraine, where he was living. And then the piece describes the contact he's had with members of Congress and their staffs and other US government agencies. And you're like, wait a second, that's the same guy who brought a rifle with a scope to a golf course in South Florida to murder Donald Trump, and he's had all these contacts with US government agencies? Like, I don't know what that's about, but I think it's time to find out. No? Yes. But no one's gonna find out. It's just gonna be memory hold. In a week, it will never have happened. And you'll be the crazy person for remembering. People are like, what? Didn't some Trump supporter bring a rifle because you're against gun control or something? It's like, no. That's not what happened. A guy who was a darling of the New York Times, who has the exact same worldview as Lindsey Graham, decided to try and murder Donald Trump, and it'll be completely gone. It will have disappeared.